Why do we care so much about what strangers think of us? Have you ever changed what you were wearing before going to the grocery store, or edited a social media post 5 times before hitting share? Here's the wild part. You probably did that for people you'll never see again. So why does the opinion of a complete stranger have so much power over us? Let's figure that out right now. Our brains are fundamentally wired for survival, and for most of human history, survival meant staying in your tribe. Imagine you're living 10,000 years ago. Getting kicked out of your group, that's basically a death sentence. You need these people to eat, to stay warm, to protect yourself. So your brain developed an incredibly sensitive radar for what others think of you. It's called the reputation monitoring system. And it's still working overtime in your brain today, even though you're not actually going to die if someone on the internet dislikes your comment. Here's where it gets interesting. There's this phenomenon called the spotlight effect. Basically, we think everyone's paying way more attention to us than they actually are. You show up to work with a small stain on your shirt and you're convinced everyone's staring. In reality, they're thinking about their own coffee, their own problems, their own stains. Studies show we wildly overestimate how much people notice about us. We're the star of our own movie, but we're barely an extra in everyone else's. But there's another layer. Not all strangers' opinions affect us equally. We care most about the opinions of people we perceive as having status or power. If a random person on the bus doesn't like your outfit, you probably forget about it in 5 minutes. But if your boss raises an eyebrow, that stays with you. Our brains automatically categorize people into hierarchies. And we desperately want to be seen as valuable within those hierarchies. It's not entirely our fault. Evolution shaped us this way. Higher status meant better resources, better mating opportunities, better protection. There's also something called social proof. When we're uncertain about something, we look to others to figure out what's right. You're in a restaurant you've never been to. You don't know what's good, but you notice everyone's ordering the salmon, so you order salmon too. Now transpose that to everything. How should you look? What should you believe? What should you care about? We're constantly using other people as a mirror to figure out who we should be. And because there are so many strangers now on social media, in your city, in your workplace, you're getting signals from hundreds of people about who you should be. It's exhausting. Here's something that might comfort you though. That anxiety you feel about being judged? Most people feel it too. Studies on social anxiety show that the people who seem most confident are often battling the same insecurities as everyone else. They're just better at not letting it paralyze them, and research shows that once you actually talk to people, once you make them less strange and more known to you, their opinions matter less. Familiarity breeds understanding. It's harder to dismiss someone as judgmental when you actually know them. So here's what I want you to take away from this. That instinct you have to care about what strangers think, it's not a personal flaw. It's ancient survival programming that hasn't caught up to modern life. The good news is you can work with it. Start noticing when you're overestimating how much someone's paying attention to you. That person you think is judging you, they're probably thinking about their own stuff. Second, remember that opinions from people who don't know you shouldn't weigh as heavily as opinions from people who do. And finally, the more you expose yourself to strangers, the less strange they become, the less powerful they become. You don't need everyone's approval. You never did. You just needed to survive. And you're doing that just fine.